So, a couple of things I can now pop down. I have the University of Sankore, which I can pop down, and I've also got the great bit of Zimbabwe, which I think both of these are going to be super fun for me. I do need to give myself just a little bit more infrastructure to be able to actually try and build this stuff, though. Canberra's not the best city. It's I've had better, to put it mildly. Let's start to build the University of Sankore quickly. I do have a couple of domestic trade routes, and it's going to just make them better. I also have caravels now over towards this free city, which I'm looking forward to liberating. Mongolia is now friends with me as well. Look at that. 2 friends. 2 separate friends. Always good to have friends. The game is coming around. If I can just slowly diplomatically creep in and take all 4 of these people to be my friend, then we can go back to war with France. And I think we can have a little bit of fun with it. Don't you dare liberate that city before I get to it. Cree, watching you. Watching you. Come on, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Oh, who made that attack? Mongolia, don't do that. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, they took it. It's going to rebel in 4 turns. I can just loiter, and I think I'll be able to liberate it in a second, but like, that's frustrating. That was a lot of extra production that we could have just wheedled in on, but never mind. Canberra expands and is now the biggest city of my nation. World Congress is about to meet as well, probably to discuss how much people dislike me. I think that's fair. I'm going to put Amani into Leventa. I'm looking for another ally now. Tamiris is sort of intruded in Leventa, but if I can pick them up, it's going to be a huge benefit to me. I'm also now going to start popping more settlers down. I've got more of this land down here that I can take over. Yes, it's desert. Yes, it's a little bit useless, but if I can get campuses down, I can get some crazy good science. Australia is so good at that. 36 techs. I am now ahead of France, ahead of Tamiris. Tamiris is having a tough time of it, being fair. I think they're doing the thing. They're putting down so many of their unique improvements, these Kurgans. They're not actually getting any other yields, and they're getting themselves a bit stuck. You see the AI doing that quite a lot, to be fair. Aid request. I would not like to join in that because I feel like I'm going to be at war with them before long. We can start getting trade routes now to my allies. It's going to make a big difference. I've got a trader ready to go in Canberra and a second one as well. I can send them both across to the Cree. I think I've unlocked Visselbanken. No, not yet. Diplomatic service. Let's do that quick and then we can unlock that. Lovely. And there's the city. It has flipped again. Good. We can now get 1 caravel in, 2 caravels in. I cannot take it this turn. So I'm just going to leave my units there. I'll let them attack once and then we'll go from it from that point. I think I've just managed to flip Scotland round. Set a delegation. Yes, we went to a Cayley. They invited me to a Cayley. That's always a good sign in life, isn't it? And look at this. There we go. 1 attack, a 2 attack. We can now hopefully liberate it to Cree. Now, the thing is that it's a 1 population city. It's now immune to my loyalty pressure, but not to Mongolia's. So I can now do the Australian thing of now from this point in the game having continuous 100% additional production. That's double production in all of my cities. I'm now building the University of Sankore in 8 turns, as well as a lot of other cities are building a lot of other things very quickly. World Congress time! I'd like it if melee units are stronger, just in case I do get diggers, and I'd love it if Faith City-States had better trade routes, because I feel like I'm going to pick those up quickly. Yes, religious and ranged gets the strength. Okay, not a problem. Great Merchant. I finally have my first Great Merchant. Goodness me, I need more points than that. That is appalling. I get an extra trader now, though. That's good. Extra trades to the Cree always helps. How many turns until the city flips now? 6 turns. You know what? I can live with that. I think this is going to now be permanent double production. The way I'm doing the maths in my head, I think this is perfect. Square rigging. Okay, I'm going to just take, I need to change my cards around a little bit, so I will. Let's do this. Let's get rid of bastions, rid of professional army. Let's go for, not maritime industries. I need to get that card in. Veterancy, and let's go for equestrian orders, because I'm selling all of my things still. That's a lovely 14 extra gold per turn. We're up to 162 now. Diplomatic favour, look at that. I can sell that for a huge amount of gold per turn. Yes, having allies is the best. See, look how we flip this game around. There we go. Allies with Scotland as well now. Everyone is going to be at war with France before they know it. And the best bit is that Tamiris actually was allied to Scotland. So I think we might be able to bribe them into being on side. In the meantime, France is just going to dislike everything that I do, really. Like, everything that I do. Galileo, big science boost. Oh, I like that. That's pretty cool. Don't think I really own many mountains, but France does, and I think my allies do a little bit more. Yeah, France have by far the most mountains in their land. I can't actually access any of their land, though, because they won't let me. So, we're going to go to Scotland. I think, unfortunately, 2 mountains are the best I can do. Oh, no, there is a 3 over here. All right, off you go, Galileo. Let's just see if you get there. I'll forget about you for a few turns, and then we'll catch up in a bit. What did I say? Scythia's now on side. Look at all this. We could have been at war, but no. Now everyone is allied to me, except for France, who are now quaking in their boots. Also, I just have the University of Sankore taken from me with 2 turns left. Who did it? Who did it? I don't mind. Just own up. Put your hands up now. Expect. Cree. Okay. Well, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Don't mind. I do mind. That's the thing, I do mind. I mind a lot. It's infuriating. Well, it means effectively what's just happened is that the AI has signed up for basically certain death. It's the only way I can describe what has just happened. It's going to happen. Let's. You know what? I'm going to pick up the Great Zimbabwe before that disappears as well. But honestly, who'd do that? Who would do that to poor old Ursa? Ooh. And here we go. The city has liberated itself once more. So we'll just move our caravels into range. Double check if we can actually do a triple attack right now. I don't think we can. So I'm going to let the Cree attack it maybe a turn or 2 with their frigate and go from there. Like so. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. But we can risk one more turn. Better. Much, much better. 1 attack. 2 attacks. And we have liberated once more. Best bit is we get 100 favour every time we do that on top of our extra production. It's very, very handy. With all this extra gold, it's like, have a library, have a university. Industrialization will get boosted soon, so now we can go for gunpowder. I'd like my capital to actually get an encampment pretty soon if I can help it. That would be cool. Diplomatic service means that we can get Visselbanken. I have 4 trade routes at the moment, so that's 8 extra food and 8 extra production, but that will only get better. Craftsmen in as well. We've got industrial zones being built. Lots of tasty industrial zones. If I have this timed nicely, that should be workshop into industrialization, which means that Auckland, which I still am suzerain of, should now be giving me, there we go, 2 production per tile. Might just need to let that work itself out over a turn. Yeah, my capital's now up to 115 production. 115! Constant double production. It's very nice. The Cree really, really want a cultural alliance. Sure. You think that that's going to help keep this city? It's not. I believe this is city number 7 now. Rockhampton. It's a bit like Rock Lobster, but slightly less, you know, whelming. Have I got any coal on my island at all? I don't think I do. That's a shame. So the Cree have got some. A lot. Jerusalem's got some, actually. There's a lot in... Actually, Cree have got a huge amount. And France have got some. Venice, France have got some more. Yeah, I mean, this game was kind of pushing us towards war anyway, but this has just made it worse. Looks like Mongolia and Scotland are at war now. Everyone is messing about except me. Oh, look at that. France doesn't like anyone. I like this. This is brilliant. This is a good reflection of world politics according to Ursa. I'm kind of stuck in a little bit of a place though. 7 cities, 11, 10, 12, 8, 13. I've got a tiny empire. I think probably utterly lost in points. I'm even behind Tamiris. Blimey. What an insult. We have power! Yay! Where are we getting power from? Oh, Jerusalem sending me the coal. That's nice of it. Okay, cool. So a bit more production in my capital, which is now up to 165 production. That's really good, actually. Oh, that city's not going to fall as well. That's a bit frustrating. This one might, though. It has walls. Frustrating. I want to infinitely liberate things. Don't do that. Korea currently on a golden age, so that will probably come undone soon. Look at that. They've almost entirely lost the city. I reckon there's still a chance that they might lose that. Oh, I slipped into a normal age right at the end. That's frustrating. Never mind. We can get a golden age next time. I think I'm going to get Heartbeat of Steam or to arms. Every time I kill a non-barbarian corps or non-barbarian army, Let's go Heartbeat of Steam. I am building lots of stuff at the moment. Oh, I finished building Petra. You didn't think I wouldn't get this. Of course I did. I was just saving it until I had enough production in my little city in the middle. It's all good. I mean, this city should be pretty awesome now. Hobart. Yeah, it's actually growing now, which is cool. I can take it off production focus. Delicious. Tomyris aid request? Yeah, go on then. I'll do that. I think I am putting some coal into the atmosphere though, so yes, that's not going to be very good. -1. We'll just have to keep an eye on that one and give them gold as needed. Now, I think Genghis is going to make a very good military ally, so we'll keep an eye on you. And let's take Buenos Aires. Bonuses, resources act like luxuries. Nice. It's a small bonus, but it's one that should be pretty good. Look at that, actually it gives 2 to my capital. That's awesome. We did it. Great Zimbabwe. Okay, trade routes from this city get 2 gold for every bonus resource within 3 tiles of the city and in the city's territory. That's quite a few. We'll count them up in a second. I very rarely build this wonder, but when I do, I'm always very happy with the effect that it gives me. I also built Casa in my second city. It gives me 3 extra promotions and will help me to produce lots of production, lots of faith and lots of gold once I start conquering on other continents. At the moment, I'm doing okay on that, but the 3 governors are quite useful to be fair, so that's awesome. Torre de Belém was finished, unfortunately, but that's okay. We just unlocked the civic for that, so we're a little bit behind. Let's give Magnus Black Marketeer so I can produce lots of troops for basically nothing. And Victor, so when I'm producing troops from this city, I can start to get a free promotion every time they pop out, which is, again, a really handy thing. What I've done is buy a load of iron but sell all of my niter. That means that I can very cheaply, if I just show you into my capital right now, I can produce swordsman units. Oh no, apologies, man-at-arms units, and I can wrap those out with the iron and then save them in their unupgraded form before going for diggers. It's much better to upgrade to the units later in the game than it is to build them outright. And if I can get 7 or 8 man-at-arms and just go upgrade, 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 and then land all at the same time, that will be very effective. Oh my word, Galileo finally made it over. That's amazing. That took so long to get there, and we're just about to get line inventory, but that means we're not far now from replaceable parts. Bam, military science boosted. Time for the Enlightenment. I've got natural philosophy, which is quite good. I don't really need serfdom anymore, so we'll go for Trade Confederation. And we're not really building wonders too much anymore, so I'll go for Harbour Adjacency for more gold and more production in the cities that matter. Great. Admiral, gain 500 gold from her, but she's also very good with regular units, so we'll keep that one for now. Oh, the Cree have just gained loyalty on this city. Don't do that. No, 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 no. Mongolia, you need to put some more pressure on these cities. If I can put more food into that city, I will. James Young, 2 boosts and oil. Nice. We haven't got many scientists, but the ones we've got are good. Oh, flight and replaceable parts. Oh my word, that was good. New round of voting. I'd love it if we could get encampment buildings at half price. We'll give that a go. Normally it's city centre. I don't mind if city centre goes through, and I like fewer grievances as well, but we'll try encampment just in case it gets through. Nope. Okay, city centre, not a problem. I am going to move Amani though to Kamasi because she's only 1 promotion away from having emissary. Now this will reduce the loyalty of cities in the surrounding 9 tiles, and it'll actually knock this city out of the hands of Cree. Fingers crossed. Once I get this governor title, which I'm not far off doing. We're doing a bit of troop building as well. I have 1, 2, 3. We've got 4, 5, 6 men-at-arms, a 7th on the way. I think I can probably be building other troops now, but this is looking good. We've got a small force coming up now. And I have a 20 population capital with Pingala in it. It's a lot of science coming from this one city. 54. Oh, it's a good city. Economics and then replaceable parts now. Oh, it's exciting. I want observation balloons from flight as well. That'll give me a delicious little bit of a firing range boost. I can then go wha-boom, wha-boom with my catapults and bombards from a distance. Instantly builds a factory and a workshop in this district. Factories provide to production. Yes, I like that. And we'll go for Great Merchant. Trade routes to my own cities. Gain a gold. I mean, that's not so important, but at least I get an envoy. Venetian Arsenal. We built Venetian Arsenal. 2 naval units every time we build 1. This is going to be a fantastic way of getting a navy, and I'd always recommend you put it into any game that you think you're going to get a domination victory. Now, this Venetian Arsenal is going to make sure that we have the navy to back up the diggers that I send over the seas. So that's really cool. There's nationalism. We can now build cores outright of things, which is quite awesome. So anything that's still building cores, I'm basically going to just switch over to making that. So this bombard, now that's a core. There you go, it's production. We'll get put into that. Trebuchet, make that into a core as well. Thank you so much. And we are kind of done with limes now, so I will... Oh, actually, I need to get the boat card. Where is it? 2 turns into exploration. Nice. And Omani Emissary. Yay! Okay, right, now, I'm hoping this city will begin to flip now. Oh, it was a 1.5. Come on. That's definitely got to go negative now. Surely. Down is in Kamasi. -2? It's not working on Cree. Have I got... Oh, is it because I've got a culture alliance with them? Not anymore. Let's get a religious alliance. Hehehe. There we go. Oh, that'll help. Also going to just start making some cores out of my units. I think it's a good way of keeping them. They're just a lot stronger, a lot cheaper to maintain, and there's less of them, so you've got to worry about moving them around the map a little less as well, which is quite nice. Press gangs, double production towards boats. And Geelong, luckily, has the Magnus promotion. Where is it? Black Marketeer. So resource costs are -80%. So we'll finish this bombard core, and then I will get lots of frigates. Look at this turn. Look at all these cores that are just about to be made. Imagine if this was Macedon and I got a science boost from all of this. Oh, it would almost be too much. Too much science. 2 caravels every time I build 1. Ah, yes. A lovely result for us. So close to replaceable parts. So close. Oh, I can feel the excitement in the game building. Okay, so there it is. We can now get our diggers upgraded. I believe 1,100 gold. That's quite an expensive upgrade. I need the card in to get that halved. We're also going to get some observation balloons so I can fire at a distance. Like, this encampment is going to be a tough hit. And that's exactly the sort of thing that I need to shoot first. Do you think to intimidate us with Thors? Now, when this happens, the AI is basically forcing a diplomatic penalty on you if you do then go to war with them. Doesn't matter, really. We are merely passing by. If you're going for a domination run, eventually you're going to annoy the world. You might as well just embrace it. I finally have a spy. I'm going to leave 1 in my capital, and this spy is going to go over to France, give me diplomatic visibility. You need to have as much diplomatic visibility over your enemy as possible so that you get as much combat boost as possible. Probably time as well. I got the Warlord's Throne. Yeah, that'll be good fun. Looking forward to that. Right, how much is it to build a digger core outright? 6 turns. Yeah, I might as well do that, but I think I'm just going to build some caravels. I've seen enough French privateers just floating around for me to be a little bit worried about them. Where is the card? It's the 50% discount card, Professional Army. Let's put that in, and I'm also going to put in Retinues, and we're going to put in Raid. Full war cards are going in now. Tasty stuff. I don't think I'm really producing any more troops at the moment. I am kind of in the odd city, but really nothing too bad. But now we can upgrade our troops, which is the best bit. There's the digger. Oh, it's so powerful. It's so powerful. 93 strength attack against that district, and that's because it's not even on the coast yet. Look at all the diggers. They're so good. They're so good. Okay, good. This is fantastic. Our forces are kind of now done. I'm not, it's not an invincible fleet at all by any stretch of the imagination, but it's pretty good. Aid request, well, we lost out on that, but there was a lot of aid going through. I wasn't really in a position to fight that one very well. So there's an observation balloon. It's amazing. It is amazing. Are you still denounced by everyone? Yes, actually you are. So Scotland, I mean, you're the one that I want to do. A reconquest war. Yes. Scotland are all game on this one. Perfect. Let's declare war on the French. And this is going to get really messy now. Tamiris, Liberation War, yeah, that works for you, as it does for Genghis and the Kree. So France is now at war with the entire world. I've now also got bombards that can fire over the top and digger units that I'm going to just keep on the coast. You can see now they're attacking with 103 strength. That's so powerful. It's ridiculous. In fact, actually, let's just get a few of them now into the sea, and I'll get my frigates and my other boats just to come around and give them a little bit of protection. In fact, let's just go and have a little sneaky peek and see what's going on here. Lots of chateau, lots of culture on the coast. My privateers are just going to go and have a little nosy. So they did city centre attack by a privateer, 1 damage, and the digger took 2 damage from the encampment. I think I can live with that if I have to. And now we pillage. Pillaging is going to be the most important thing that I can do in this entire war. We want to get all of the pillages that we can. I'm going to use my caravel fleets to guard my troops that are at sea, and my frigates can attack. I haven't actually seen how powerful French counterattack is, so I'm just going to lead in with my frigates and do a little bit of damage just to test them effectively. I want to see what the repercussions of doing this are going to be. In fact, my spy starts with promotion as well. That's awesome. You should be a quartermaster. Oh, yeah, that is actually a better quartermaster. License to kill? I'll put license to kill on and then I'll send you over. Thank you for leaving a privateer over here. I think I should be able to defeat you pretty easily. Look at that. Lovely. Where is the French defense? They have a lot of troops. I know it. City centre only did 16 damage to my frigate. That's good. Okay, I mean, it's good that we tested it out, but I mean, it's even better that it does hardly anything. I'm just going to move my diggers in a little bit just to show you the difference in strength. That's a cavalry army with a 6 Deity plus bonus on it, and it's, I mean, I can just crush it. That's awesome. Again, we're just going to be pillaging as a priority wherever we can, apart from the frigates, which are just going to do the damage for me. Also steal a little bit of faith. We'll start plundering all of the French resources. Now, currently, we are in 3rd on tech. I'm 7 behind Scotland and on the same as 2nd place, so that's good. You can see France were actually beginning to win a culture victory, so this war is quite timely. This is good exercise for my bombards at the moment. I'm just training them effectively on that encampment, which, I mean, I could do crazy damage to if I needed to. And La Rochelle, you know what, I am going to just attack with my units. The diggers are taking barely any damage and they're getting a lot of experience doing it. So yeah, I want them to get to level 3 promotions to give them the urban defense or the urban attack card. It's such a good move. So their units, okay, the privateer fleet did a lot of damage against that bombard, huge amounts of damage. But unfortunately for them, they have left themselves in perfect counterattack range. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Well, bam. I should have left it to attack with that last bombard to finish off, but I didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4. La Rochelle has taken some severe damage now. Oh, yes. Look at that. Bam. The city's going to fall really quick now. Urbanization has just been taken, which means I can get rid of retinues, and the old card for forced modernization. Craftsman's good. Raid is good. Military research is pretty awesome as well, but Republican legacy, I need to start making my cities a little bit happy. I am very deeply unhappy as it is right now. Like, oh yeah, one of my cities is now happy. Oh, good. Today I'm going to go with Intelligence Agency. Now, the idea behind Intelligence Agency is to get more spies and have them slightly better. I'm also still waiting for this city to flip. It's been on 0.01 for ages. Very frustrating. Yeah, these digger units are so powerful. 3 damage that one took. Only 3. Now, any chateau is worth pillaging from the outset. It really is. And actually, I'm now thinking I'm pillaging so much faith. I think I'm going to switch my mind. I'm going to go for Grandmaster's Chapel. And the reason is because I've got encampments with military academies in them. I can just pray into existence some very strong troops. It works well for me. Now, the cavalry are deciding to run past my units, which is a bit frustrating, but I think I can use my diggers. I can pull them back and do some pretty decent attacks here, actually. I mean, that is a core, which is a little bit more worrying. I want to keep my units alive, so it's worth making these attacks. Attack, 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 attack. The bombards are whittling down very slowly. The field cannon finishes it off. Oh, nice. And all my frigates now have bombardment. Okay. Means they're attacking with 82 strength when they do get going now, which is pretty cool. Okay, they're using their units quite haphazardly. This is the best way I can describe it. And they've put the aimed breathers, a crossbow army into La Rochelle. I mean, again, unfortunately for them, that's not going to be enough to keep them safe at all, because my frigates are doing all the damage they could ever want. And then this digger unit, 111 strength. It's not even promoted. That's the crazy thing. And that's the city. And it's taken already. Lovely. Victor. Get over here, you're going to be my base of operations now. France might start an emergency after that, but even if they do, there's no one that would join in because everyone's allied to me at the moment. Modern era time. It's not the most exciting era, but it's one we can do some fun things like to arms, which gives me the ability to go for Golden Age wars and also produce military units faster. I, however, am going to go for reform the coinage. Now this gives me international trade routes providing extra gold and stops people from plundering my routes. My routes are going to be very powerful indeed. Yes, over 100 gold per turn that just gave me. That's not a bad little change. You need your economy to stay relatively fruitful. World Congress time. The Cree have a lot of diplomatic favour. That's nonsense. I'm going to vote for them to get a point. I'd love it if siege weapons got more strength, so I'm going to vote on them. And tourism, no tourism from writing, please. It'd be great if we didn't have to worry about France. Oh, tourism is doubled. Siege did make it though, and diplomatic favour to the Cree have gone up, so they're on 11 points now. But it means that my beautiful little bombards are doing even more damage now. Oh yes, that's a big hit. Faith purchasing as well. I can now do a digger core for 1290. It's amazing, but I'm just going to save myself for mobilization and then go for the big guns immediately. Calais is also now under fire from my frigates. It's very slow damage. Very slow damage, but it's good to kind of just be whittling these things down. 44 gold per turn from that trade route. Nice. That's such a good route. Here come bombard round 2. I am doing a lot of damage to this city. God, this is easier than last time we did this fighting, wasn't it? Nice. There we go. The digger's going to have short work of that city. We should be able to push through it quickly. Oh, I accidentally made an ironclad fleet. That's not good. That's actually not good at all, because honestly, it's going to start using all my coal up. I think I'm about to steal a bunch of coal, specifically from France, so I'll keep an eye out for it. Yeah, there's coal under this, so that gives me a little bit more to play with, but I need to be a bit careful, because coal I have not got a huge amount of. Mobilization time. That means we can start to use armies, which is always very good fun. I think we might be able to pull this city into our empire this turn, I hope. Oh, next turn. Okay, never mind. Advanced flight just boosted by Einstein, who I just picked up. Einstein is awesome. He gives research labs +4 science. I haven't unlocked research labs yet, but I'm very close. Speaking of, I'm beginning to really catch up with the science now. I've overtaken Cree, and I'm now beelining down on Scotland. The good bit about this war is that I'm doing a lot of pillaging of like industrial zones, of campuses, of a lot of buildings that are very much helping me to grow. Oh, there we go. Diplomatic visibility boosted by 1. Good. That gives me effectively a nice +3 combat bonus against the AI. We finally seized this French city, and look at that. We've kind of now, well, given ourselves the continent back, which is cool. Dundee. The mythical city of Dundee has actually split away from Scotland. They did settle on my continent. I kind of overlooked it slightly because I was willing to forgive, but maybe I shouldn't. Let's go to advanced flight. Actually, how much aluminium did we get? Now, again, I'm hoping the answer is a lot because we've got so much desert, but we'll see. 9 results on the whole map. That's not encouraging. There's... oh, yep, there is actually some next to my empire there. Good. So we've got at least 1 source. Phew. I'm about to take 2 sources from France. 3 sources from France, actually. So France are effectively gatekeeping the aluminium this game. Okay, well, there we go. That's fine. We'll go and get this builder and we'll go and seize it. Someone has called for the World Congress. I wonder who that could be. Oh, mysteries. Mysteries keep us up every day. It's France. I mean, it's quite clear it's France. Who else is it going to be? Special session of the World Congress. Oh, it's a military emergency. I'll vote down twice on it. It'll probably go through. Oh, no, it didn't. Oh, France called it, but they weren't really that keen on it. they were sort of like, yeah, whatever. Tamiris is probably my next target after France. So the question is, am I going to take more than 30 turns to defeat France? I don't think we are. So I think I'm going to just let that expire a little bit. It's a bit cheeky, I appreciate. It's a little bit sneaky, but I'm going to let it happen. These digger units are still doing all the pillaging they can, but I'm actually making my way back to the coast very nicely. So this thing now has even more strength. It's just sat by Paris being, well, threatening, I guess is the best word for it, which is good. I've got both my field cannons now attacking Rouen, and the digger is just about ready to start attacking as well. My troops are just so crazy powerful at the moment. It's insane. No, 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 I don't want friendship. Sorry, Tamiris. This is not something that is going to benefit me. I'm going to sweep round and you're going to be next up. There's advanced flight. So we can now think about getting planes. I have one source of aluminium. That means I can get 2 bombers. 1 as the first one, and 2. Now, I'd already sorted out this in my city. Actually, you know what? I should have built the airport first. I'm just going to go and reverse that a little. Actually, no, I can't be bothered. And what you would normally do is you'd get the airport first and then get the planes. But thinking about it, I don't really promote my bombers at all because I save the promotions. And the reason for that is because bombers take ages to heal. I'd rather see a bomber just instantaneously heal with a promotion and then just go back to bombing very quickly. Simples. Adam Smith. Ooh, it's quite a nice merchant there. Trying to think what my capital should be doing round about now. I actually think a digger army sounds pretty cool. There are water parks. Actually, water parks are really handy because I have no amenities at all. I think if I stick one in the middle of this lake tile, should cover all my cities. It does. Okay, right, well, there we go. We know exactly what we're going to be doing. Hobart, I'm sorry, you were busy building something, but I'm just going to come and invade your personal space. Go and do that. Now, Zanzibar is currently at war with me, which isn't very good, but it also gives me 2 extra sources of luxuries, and luxuries are exactly what I need. So I'm just going to throw all of my envoys in and then steal the city-state, and you can see my cities are starting to go now to content. Content is very cool. Content is like a sort of begrudging acceptance where your cities are like, well, we've seen worse, so we're not going to complain, but, you know, we're not happy as well. Can I take Calais? Come on. Yay. Sanitation boosted. Professional sports boosted. City loyal. Look at that. It's France's normal age is really coming back to haunt them here. 1 bomber has been sent immediately over to Calais. The 2nd to La Rochelle. Those bombers are, yeah, pretty mean. Oh, they do a lot of damage. Rouen. Rouen is my first target. I'm just thinking about whether or not I kill the knight. I think I probably should. The digger is going to do a good job at that, so let's keep doing that one. Oh, yes. All the era score, all the delight, all the majesty. I've actually got Paris surrounded now, so my digger units can attack. They're all going to promote anyway, so it's just extra health. A governor title? Running out of things I can usefully do with governors. I've got Victor promoted. I've got Moksha, who has laying on of hands. Basically any unit that spends a turn in... Where have I put you? Brisbane. I was going to put you actually into Calais. Any unit that spends a turn there once you've settled heals immediately. It's really handy. Genghis Khan loves the power of my air force. I bet you do. And Rouen. Actually, we might be able to take this city this turn. If I attack there, and actually I need to heal that field cannon pretty quick, but I only probably need both these bombers. There's 1 attack in, and actually no, only the first bomber needed. Rouen flips. I now own Machu Picchu and Broadway, and I believe both are full. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is a huge flip on culture for me. Oh, fantastic. Yep, there we go. This is a combined arms attack. We have Air Force, we have Navy, and to back it up, we have ground force. Look at this. It's beautiful. You love to see it. There's my first canal as well, by the way. We are finally getting canals up. The first of many, I hope. The first of many. I've got military engineers flooding the area. I can't build any railroads at the moment because I have absolutely zero coal. But that will change. That won't last forever. That 1 attack on Paris. Wow. Oh, that's a big hit. Can I boat attack Paris to death? I can. Yay! We did a boat attack. To lose. Ha! You'll lose. Not me. No, I'm not even going to try. That's a terrible joke and I know it. Next up on the promotion scale is battleships, and I'm now wondering actually whether or not these are worth it given my incredibly stretched coal resource. Probably is. They're very good. If I should have revealed oil to me. Some in a lake. I have some oil in a lake, everyone. What a wonderful turn of events. Come on, I'm in the desert. I should get loads of oil. Oh, this map. This map has had barely any resources. Actually, no, I say that. There's loads of resources. There's some down in the snow. That's cool. In the sea, in the lake, in Cree, Mongolia, wow, Cree, Mongolia, Cree, Scythia, I mean, yeah, okay, fine. It exists, but we just got to go and get it. So we've got some oil, but not a huge amount. That means, I'm just going to get chemistry to get my research labs up, and then we need to think about what we're going to do from there. Oh, you know you've done a good job on a city when there's so much broken, I can't fit it all in the queue. Oh, I wish there was a button that just says, fix everything. I know I've said that so many times, but I'm going to keep saying it until someone goes, yeah, what a great idea, I've modded it in. A button that says fix everything, that's all I need. It's all I've ever wanted. A major bomber strike on Toulouse, and you can see the diggers do a lot of damage. Can my bomber from Calais reach? It can't. Okay, so we're going to have to go and start to attack the next target, Bordeaux. In this instance, yeah, we're going to eat through, we're going to munch through the enemy health here. 1 attacker, 2 attacker, 3 attacker, Boulogne has been taken. Do you remember when France had a huge army and were a threat? I do. I always remember those days. I'll hold them close to me forever. More amenities, please. Come on, aquarium. There we go. That'll help just a small amount. Everyone's so unhappy. Everyone is so unhappy. My capital is still negative happy, even though it's got its fully fledged entertainment complex just playing away. Sanitation and mass media. So we're still pillaging. Military research is giving me a little bit of extra science, which is a nice thing indeed. I probably should get levy on mass soon, though. It's all about... I need some tech, but not an infinite amount of tech, because it's all about keeping my economy afloat whilst I go to war. Getting troops out is an important part of all of that. Craftsman is not giving me a huge amount these days, so I'll put that in. I think I'm going to take liberalism, because I need, again, more amenities in my empire to keep all of the stats happy. Capital is back to being neutral. 163 production, by the way, from my capital. Doing good. Imagine if this city actually flipped and I could liberate it. Could you imagine a world? It would be crazy. Come on, Toulouse, give up. Yay! They did give up. I'm so happy. So when you're in the middle of these world wars, it's often good to try and just focus a little bit on what the techs you need to be getting are. I'm going for research labs at the moment in order to give myself an additional chunk of science. Research labs give you so much more than universities, it's worth beelining them as soon as you can. But then the question is, well, we're not going for a science victory, so I don't need to be rushing up the tech tree pointlessly. What will actually help with my war? Well, first of all, it's worth keeping an eye on basically the terrain around you. If we have a look at this, you will see that actually this whole sea is kind of landlocked here. I would be able to, well, I'd love to be able to bring my boats in and attack kind of in this angle. So keep attacking up the continent, through Scythia, and then back round through to Scotland. In order to do that though, I will have to build a canal just on this tile above. Not a problem for me really, but that'll let me bring all my boats through and then we can go from there. A lot of these cities are fairly landlocked though, so we need an army and we need an air force. Air force is going to be the thing that does me the best here, and you can see actually we're about to build more of an air force because I've got this aluminium sorted there. And I have another source of aluminium that's just about to be unlocked. That will give me up to, I believe, 8 aluminium per turn. That's 8 bombers per turn. You don't want to have more bombers than you have aluminium, because otherwise you start taking combat penalties. But honestly, the penalty's not that much. I'd rather have like -4, -5 on my bombers and have more of them. But that's kind of another thing. So, bombers. What do I need for bombers? Well, first of all, we want to go to combined arms. This gives us aircraft carriers. Now, the problem with bombers is that they have a range. They can only attack so far away from a city, and you have to spend whole turns moving them between cities. With aircraft carriers, you don't. Simply put them on the aircraft carrier and they will just be navigated around the map. Like you can imagine, I'd have it and I'd be able to push it through this sea and then move it round and then to the south. They're just really handy. Actually, by the time we then have defeated Scotland, the ice will likely have melted through Scottish lands, and I can probably end up getting around. Aircraft carriers are a definition of why having a navy is so important. If you control the seas, your bombers have pretty much uninterrupted access to the entire map. It's really handy. After that point, stealth tech, jet bombers. Now, jet bombers are kind of like regular bombers, except they're better. They have 15 movement points rather than 10, which means they have 50% additional range. 15 range, by the way, means that basically they can stretch across about a quarter of the map. They're very good. They also have 10 more bombard strength, which when you combine it with other factors, makes a big difference. Plus 10 strength, yeah, 120 bombard strength. Even Mongolia's capital of 114 wouldn't be able to stand up to jet bombers for very long. Let alone Scythia's capital that doesn't have steel and it's only 78 strength. That'll fall very quickly. We're also thinking about civics. I'm going to now pick up ideology, and then the question is fascism or democracy. Now, why would I consider getting democracy for a war run? Well, basically, it's because of my trade routes. I have all of these trade routes to allies, and that would pump a huge amount of production into my capital. Once we're at war with the world, then I want to switch to fascism. Fascism is really good, really good. Plus 5 combat strength is fantastic, but economy always beats war as long as you're not about to lose. And I would like my democracy to kind of give me the ability to just keep pumping these cities full of production. 163 production is awesome, but it could get higher. I don't really need to be building much more navy at the moment, but diggers, I'm just looking at my land troops, and actually, the thing about diggers is they are so strong. 78 strength plus 10 for being on another, outside of my own territory means that they've got 88 strength. Even if I unlocked all the way down here to mechanized infantry, that's only 85 strength. So it would actually be a bad upgrade for myself. Modern armor with 95 would probably be a little bit better, but I might as well go for giant death robots at that point. So far, all good. I'm also keeping an eye on targets that might be able to get liberated. Now, I know I've seen at least a couple of city-states like Fez that have been taken over. Anything I can liberate is going to give me that extra 100% production. One thing you can do as well is force the situation. Now, this is a little bit cheeky, but if I were to give Ambrose, for instance, to an AI, say Mongolia would be a good example, they wouldn't be able to keep the city. Loyalty-wise, they would struggle. So the city would flip. I would then need to make sure that I'm out of war with France, but then I could liberate it to them and give myself the 10 combat strength. Sorry, the 10 turns of double production. I don't know why I'm talking about combat strength there. That's the Australian technique kicking into action there, and it's a very good one. Just a little something to consider. My gold, by the way, is all being funneled into an air force. I need to maximize my air force as quickly as possible to make sure that no aluminium is being lost. Conservation as a civic after I go for democracy is also something well worth doing, because you can give yourself extra aluminium from every source to give you 50% bigger air force. But otherwise, those are really the sort of thought processes we go for when we go to war. Everything so far is pretty good. Now, all I know is that the Kree are going to be probably the last people that we attack, so keeping an alliance with them makes a big difference, and I don't want cultural alliances springing up anywhere, because I want to be able to make sure that I can liberate cities down the line. Now, you can often take peace deals when the AI has kind of given up the ghost. There's no way that France are going to win this game now, so keeping them alive is not a bad idea, but I kind of want to take all the cities I can just purely for the resources. If we have a look at strategics, I believe that I saw some aluminium and things in their land. I think it's under the theatre square. No, there's coal under the theatre square. That's a really good one. There's oil under the canal. I don't want to leave any of this resource alone, as well as giving myself more staging points for my planes to go through, so that's pretty cool. I've also now got a great engineer, which I can use my gold to spend on wonders. It's a very, very good rushing great engineer, and actually gives me options for later down the line. Estadio is a very good example of a late game wonder that gives you huge benefits. 2 amenities for every single city in your empire is a huge, huge bonus, as well as like Amundsen Scott. That would be an amazing wonder to have as well. Yeah, generally speaking, a very good great engineer to have, and I'm going to save them for a little bit later. This is actually the second wave of repairing I'm having to do on this city. It's incredible how much damage I did, and I know that I did the right thing there, because by doing that much damage, I took all of the pillage yields. If you're ever taking cities over and you haven't got to do that much repair, you know something's gone a little bit wrong. So one bomber attack into Bordeaux, the second one into Montpellier, and we can now think about actually doing some more pillaging. Look at this. 249, always take the pillages while you can, and we'll take the city. We're kind of balancing between momentum and pillaging speed, but I feel like we're drawing a pretty good balance between the two at the moment. There's Montpellier, by the way. City taken. Patala Palace. I can see that in Marseille. That's a 3 diplo slot, and that makes a huge difference to your nation, especially late game when you get some amazing diplomatic policy cards like International Space Agency, collective activism, all that sort of stuff. And, even better, containment. Containment basically guarantees that you can basically steal, control, however you want to word it, any city-state on the map that you feel the need to. Trading all of Scythia's gold up front here is quite nice. And one of the tricks we need to do is actually use my allies to declare war quickly. Now, I don't want to declare a surprise war because surprise wars give you lots of grievances and they give you lots of war weariness. So what we're going to do is we're going to denounce Scythia, and then we're going to see who they dislike. Mongolia, my military ally, is the person in question. I'm now going to offer a territorial war with Genghis Khan. He will accept it. Now that's the same turn, Casus Belli, whilst denouncing, so very handy. But it now means I get a lot less grievances. I think 50% on that style of war, which is awesome. I'm now going to go to my allies and just slowly ask for them to join in. Not all of them will be able to immediately, but most of them will say yes at some point. There we go, the Cree already are involved. Scotland won't, because they're technically friends with Scythia at the moment, but that will expire once they see them at war with all of us. And as you can see, we have a very conveniently placed army just on the borders, ready to rock. Seven Brothers will be the first target here. We've got to be a little bit careful because Scythia are in a normal age, not a dark age. We don't have a lot of population in this area, but with speed and momentum, the 800 military strength that they've got, which I believe with Scythia is normally a huge land army, we should be able to take them out pretty quickly. Now, I think that's Seven Brothers taken. It is already perfect. Loyalty is not great, so let's get Victor, who's just chilling in La Rochelle at the moment, over, and already we have a stable city. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Salty Tech, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Doughboy91, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Davalek, Skeptical Bear, Kroger Brand Trail Mix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard, Portland, Petra Ryan, Matthew Hatch, Emir EC, Henry, Rom88, Radiatore, and Private Selection Genoa Salami for all of your support, as well as everybody that leaves comments and interacts with the channel generally. Thank you so much. See you all next time.